Hello. Hello. This program, I call myself, seems I had some problem here starting out. For the reason I got some problem here starting the program. Anyway, I call this cat mess and dog mess program. What I mean by dog mess and cat mess is we got a problem in the Texas state. You ever try to buy a house, a brand new house, and you got to go through all that paperwork, and then you hurry up, you want to get it, you got to move out where you at, you might be renting. But anyway, you go through all that paperwork, all of a sudden you look at it, say HOA on there, Home Association. So anyway, your family's ambitious to move in this house. So you just keep signing all this paperwork, not stop realize what HOA is all about till you move in. They don't tell you nothing about it. So you move in and you find out this HOA, you got a fee you got to pay. Oh man, you got to pay a fee every year for what? Then you start reading all that damn rule and regulation. You find out you got a problem because you just found out they took your Constitution and civil right away when you sign your name on that paper. No, they're gonna tell you what to do. And if you don't do it, they're gonna fine you and charge you for money and all this other crap. They do. And you got to. Chances are you try to ask them questions, they get very rude when they ask a question. By law, you're supposed to be able to ask questions to this home association. Then when you find out they send you a letter to the mail and with a picture on it, they say you violated this. You violated one of their bylaw, they call it, and you find out you didn't violate it. You get on the phone, you try to talk to a lawyer. The lawyer won't talk to you. You got to have money. You got to pay me money. The lawyer want to pay you money because when you talk about HOAs, it's like a cuss word. I said, what the heck? They're afraid of the HOA and these lawyers. Well, then when you call the attorney general up about something about ask a question, they get tongue tied on theirs, and it's very difficult, even talk to anybody here in Texas. Try to talk to one of your senators, call one of your senators up, Congress up, ask them about HOA, and they say, oh, we'll get back with you. We'll get back with you. But they never get back with you. Now you take old Chip O'Roy, call himself Chip O'Roy. He's running for attorney general, And he's talking about these Muslims and everything else, books, trying to, kick them out and deport them because they're not legal here, and they built a doggone community all over the place in Texas. But now the governor passed some kind of law. These Muslims can't do what they can't violate people's civil rights and Constitution. But when they passed that law, it seemed like the HOA is violating people's Constitution and civil rights. Seemed like they be in violation too of the same law of the Muslim law. And I can't, you can't get no answer out of them. All they say, we'll get back with you. We'll get back with you. Why do people want to sign their life away on an HOA, sign their Constitution and their civil rights away? I signed it. I did. Didn't stop realizing it. Didn't stop realizing I was signing my Constitution, my civil rights away when I bought this house. I didn't know. I thought HOA was supposed to keep the property value up on your property, but come and find out they can tell you what to do on your property. Now they keep saying that the reason why you want HOA is because they keep the value of your property. But you know what? This year my property is $50,000 cheaper. I can't sell it. I can't get my money back. And I can't get no more money because the valuation dropped $50,000. Now think about that. They said it would keep your value up. That's why we got to have HOA. That's why we're doing this. But the thing about the HOA, you got a president, vice president, you got the director, you got secretary, whatever they want to call itself, But they hired a management company to do their dirty work. See, the original HOA cannot get paid. They can't. They're working for free, but they get a management company to do all their dirty work. They pay. They get paid. The management people get paid to do that dirty work, and the state of Texas giving them grant to do that. They give them a grant to take you to court to foreclose on your house if you don't pay that fee every year. I've been a contractor. I did contract work. I got people owe me money on houses that I've done for their houses. We're talking about $10,000, $20,000, and I couldn't foreclose on their house. All I do is file. You just file a lien against it. And that lien don't get it no good, because if they owe taxes on the property in the state and the county and the school district foreclose on it, you lose it. You don't get that money from them. But the HOA, now you got this HOA. If they can get their money, they get their $400 or $800, whatever it is, $1,000, whatever you got, Now you tell me how they could do that. How come a home association, KKK home association? Yeah, well, they mentioned KKK because the original HOA is run by the KKK. They created this mess back in the 40s and 50s. You know why? Keep certain people out of the neighborhood. You know what kind of people you're talking about. I don't have to mention it. You know who you are. You know that you try to buy, the older people try to buy a house back in the 50s and 60s. What happened? So that's what the original HOA home association was originally for. When Kennedy came out, and the Democratic Kennedy came out, and they passed some laws on that. They stopped all that mess. But they're still doing it. Some places they're still discriminating certain people, in the HOA home association, just like the Dallas area where they discriminate all those black people. Over 300 black people they discriminated. Man, they should have shut that place down. They should have got rid of the HOA, but they didn't do it. You know what? They didn't do it at all. But I don't understand why they didn't do it. Okay, well, I'm gonna say goodbye around now. This is a cat mess, and dog mess, or you want to say dog mess or cat mess. That's what this program is about. Cat mess. And you take that cat mess, you can stir it up. That's what these doggone Democrat Party do. They stir that stuff up so damn bad, it stinks so bad you can't even stand it no more. That's probably why they do it on purpose anyway. Just to aggravate you, stir up that cat mess and a dog mess. Okay, I'll see you. See you later on. Did I do that? I don't know if I did it or not. I don't know. Did it record? I don't know. Hmm. There it is.